is it not showing up on there? Why is here? Let me see this. There we go. All right, sorry about that, guys. We are live, some technical difficulties. But I'm Dylan.
And I'm Travis.
And we're the 406 Boys. Welcome to the CRAVEN Awards.
I'm Craven for the CRAVEN Awards.
So what we're doing is we are giving out awards. We have, how many awards do we have in total?
About 20, I believe.
20 awards that we have no idea what they are. They range from worst horror film to editing to supporting actor.
And the big one, best picture.
And so, so we will get into that in a little bit. But we wanted to talk to you all about how Haunttober has gone, because that is now over. The last episode will be releasing tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
It's sad that it's over. We had a lot of fun with it. But
it definitely, and we even had a lot of ideas of things that we wanted to do, but there are some ideas that were a little too ambitious to do, and hopefully we'll be able to do some of those for next year, actually.
Yeah.
And experiment on on some stuff that we're going to be able to do, or whatever. I can't really go into that, because I'd rather have that be a surprise.
Yeah, for sure.
And just to emphasize that we honestly do not know who the winners are.
Yeah, so how we did it, we had a panel comprised of a couple people we know, Travis's coworkers and some of our family members, and we had them pull the movies and pick the movies they think should win. And then we had my mom compile the winners of those categories and
with the help of our sister, which, by the way, if you're watching this, thank you very much for all that. These are lovely.
And putting the winners into these envelopes, and we have no idea who the winners are of these envelopes. So, we will wait on that. So Travis, how do you think Haunttober went?
I think Haunttober went very well. I know that there was something that I really wanted to do that that probably would have required like a one video per week sort of thing. That would have been a more ambitious project that we would have had to like basically make before that. Like I would think what I'll say is some short films that probably would have taken time to plan out, film, etc., etc., etc.
Yeah.
But I think overall, for what we had, it was pretty good. I'll say that maybe we had less things to be put on because there were a lot of videos that we had to do, and there was only so much that we can do with 13 videos, three per week or whatever. So we weren't as big into the whole editing thing because we were trying to get them out as fast as we could, but we did. But at the moment, I think it's kind of more of an experimental thing of just basically figuring out how we can make the next ones better. But I think for what we did, they're pretty good.
Yeah.
And always open to actual suggestions of how we can what we should do for the next year or even other future videos.
Yep. I think definitely taking into consideration what our viewers think and stuff like that is a big part of what we do and stuff like that. So, yeah.
I'm honestly, and at this moment, I'm already making a list of potential nominees for next year's Craven Award. Actually, taking note of all the films that we have seen, and as the next year grows or whatever, I will always look through the list and I will edit it to how I feel that it fits.
Yeah.
I won't say any who are in the front runner of various other stuff, but yeah, it's kind of a work in progress, and I think I've always kind of wanted to thing where it's like do sort of an edited Craven Award thing, not live or whatever, but just basically a thing of imagining Craven Award, if we did the Craven Awards like last year, for instance, and it's like who would have won it for the 2021 horror films of the year, or the one that kind of had me think about it, think of 2017 ones, because there were some really good ones that came out in 2017 alone.
Yeah, for sure.
But those will be like future projects that could be somewhere down the line once we kind of figure out kind of what to do.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Were there any what would you say? Are there any good decent nominations that you think were actually pretty good for the most part?
Well, I think one of the big ones that I don't know if a lot of people like saw or whatever stood out to me was The Menu. I think that was a good one that I don't know if a lot of people saw it or stuff like that. I don't know if a lot of people saw it or whatever, but
yeah, The Menu was a really, really good one.
Just Anya Taylor-Joy and Ralph Fiennes and everybody in that movie. The supporting cast was pretty good, but Ralph Fiennes, man, he just really stole the show on that movie.
And I think what people also don't realize also is that it's a really funny movie. Basically it's one of those things where if you like dark-ish type humor that's also kind of dry, then I think you'll probably like it. Like, it's not like outrageously, I am saying something dark and that's funny or whatever. It also has kind of a dry way of saying it or whatever, where no one is trying to act disturbing or whatever. I am just saying this or whatever, and just let the situation kind of play out.
Yeah, exactly.
I know that one that I think was a really good one for sure was Smile. Probably one.
Smile was a very great movie.
Like, I would say it's probably the most consistently disturbing film.
Yeah, I would have to agree.
Like, it's so disturbing that it's basically one of those things. It's like, if you don't want, or if you're starting out with horror, don't start with a movie like that.
Yeah.
You build up to movies like that.
Hello, Eric. You're finally here.
Alright.
Are you ready for us to start, Eric?
I know I am.
Are you ready for us to get into these awards, Eric?
I'm excited to see who wins each one.
Definitely get ready to get these envelopes. We were just talking about Smile.
Mm-hmm. That was definitely one of the ones that basically is like every high schooler and middle schooler wanted to go see that movie, and it's like, no, that's disturbing. Like, it's bad enough that I've seen families going to that. Like, you would see people like at the age of 7 going with like their parents or whatever to go see this movie, but the middle schoolers that think, oh, I'm brave enough to go there. No, you're not. That could scar you for life.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. What do you think? Do you think we're about ready for our first set of awards?
Eric, are you ready for the first award? What do you think? Are we ready for the first award, everybody?
Yes, get to the awards already. Man, it's as if I
All
can
right.
actually hear them.
So, first up, we have the award for Worst Horror Film of 2022.
And these are the ones that are objectively bad movies for the most part. It's fine if you like these movies, but these are ones that the main consensus are that they are bad.
And the nominees are
Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2022. A movie that no one asked for. Then you have Halloween Ends, a disappointing mess of an ending for a mess of a trilogy that seemed unplanned. Morbius, one of the worst Sony Marvel films out there, and a disservice to the character that it's based on. Studio 666, a passion project by the Foo Fighters, who wanted to be Evil Dead, but it was more weird and out of place and annoying than funny. Firestarter, one of the most boring Stephen King adaptations that I have ever seen in a while. And The Invitation, a bland PG-13 vampire film.
And the award for Worst Horror Film goes to... Get this open. No shocker here. Morbius. You know, I'd like to say I'm surprised, but...
Just because of all the delays that happened with it, even before the shutdown happened, that basically just spelled they're not confident in this movie.
So, worst horror movie of 2022 goes to Morbius. So, I'd like to say I'm not shocked, but I'm not shocked.
I'm so I'm crying because that was awful. Congratulations, Morbius, for being so awful. You at least got a reward.
Oh, Eric, by the way, we have to show you our special shirts we talked about. Here's Travis's. His is Nightmare on Elm Street, the first one?
I think it is.
And mine is Nightmare on Elm Street 3.
The other good Nightmare on Elm Street film.
So, yes, because it is the Craven Awards, you were right. They are Wes Craven related, so those are our shirts.
Well, I was actually hoping for...
By the way, our stream's a little delayed, but that's okay.
That's okay. I was definitely hoping for the Firestarter to win that one, but I can definitely understand Morbius because that was a dull film to sit through.
Yeah.
Or, dull, I should say, not dumb. But actually, dumb, but dull at the same time.
Yep.
And I definitely can't wait for that Craven the Hunter movie, which is also getting delayed multiple times because it's like, oh boy, here we go again.
Yep.
Alright. And I think the biggest thing is that it's a movie that obviously was probably gonna get an R rating, but they slashed it to a PG-13, which is proof because they have, like, when he's going around killing people, essentially, you can hear sound effects that's supposed to be the blood or whatever, but you don't see any blood or whatever. So.
He said, I heard that movie was garbage. I was expecting Halloween Ends to win that prize, LOL. I knew it. Mm-hmm. He said I knew it about the shirts. Yeah. Yeah, you definitely called it. All right, let's move on to the second award of the evening. Best Scare.
Now, this could mean multiple different things. Either a movie that was scary from beginning to
that's
end.
awesome, Eric. He said I met Ken Sagos from Nightmare 3 and 4.
Oh, yeah, I remember hearing about that. But yeah, it can mean something that's scary from beginning to end, or it could have a couple of very effective scares.
Yep.
With that, here are the nominees for Best Scare. The nominees are Barbarian, Smile, The Black Phone, Pearl, Men, and X. Now, I didn't say anything about that one because I feel that spoiling some of the scares would not be a good thing.
And the winner of Best Scare of 2022 in a horror film goes to...
Ooh.
Barbarian.
Yeah! Barbarian! This one I won't talk about much, but because it does have multiple scary things that happen in it. I'm not going to go into detail about it.
No.
Especially if you do not know, or if you have not seen the movie or know nothing about it, but it actually had a genuine scare for me when it happened.
This one I'm actually really happy about.
And
this
I'm not
one I'm really happy about.
And by scare, I don't mean I jumped at a loud sound effect. Just genuinely just frozen in fear when I saw what I saw.
Eric said, I guess Morbius could be a chew toy for Simba.
As it made Morbian dollars, which I do miss the memes.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
See what Eric says about that, because our stream's a little bit delayed.
Oh yeah, and that's not a problem.
Because people will watch this back later.
Oh, absolutely.
But yeah, I feel like I'm really happy with that award. There's especially one scare in there that I'm really happy about that won.
And
that it just, yeah, I'm just really happy about that.
I will say that the only other film that was competing against it was Smile, which was consistently scary from beginning to end, as you're always on edge about what could happen or whatever. And at the point where when going in, like I usually stay for the credits or whatever, the sounds that were in the credits or whatever was like, I'm getting out of here.
Yep. All right. So next category, Best Final Girl.
And to clarify on this one, and I won't go into details on this one for spoilers, what I mean by final girl is it doesn't necessarily mean everyone else died and this was the final girl. Just basically, I would say protagonist, I will say.
Yep.
But yeah, let's just say that best protagonist in a horror film.
Yep.
The nominees for Best Final Girl: Maxine from the movie X, Naru from the movie Prey, which is regarded as the best Predator film since the original, Margot from The Menu, Tess from Barbarian, Sarah Carpenter from Scream 2022, and Tara Carpenter from Scream 2022.
And the winner of Final Girl from Best Horror Movies of 2022 goes to... This is a good one. Ooh. Margot, The Menu.
Ooh, that was a surprising one.
That one's a surprising one, but I'm happy with it.
Mm-hmm.
Margot from The Menu won Best Final Girl. That is a great pick because if you haven't seen The Menu, I'm not going to spoil anything, but you need to go see that movie. You need to.
Yeah, I really like that one, especially because I feel that a lot of people again should see. More people should probably check out The Menu because, as I said earlier, it's a very sort of It has a dark sense of humor to it, but again, it doesn't act like the what I would say the edgelord dark humor or whatever, where they're saying it for the sake of it or whatever.
Yeah.
It's very smart in how it does it. And it actually has a lot to say about how people in the food industries are actually treated, especially by pretentious film or food critics or whatever, or people that don't. That abuse them or whatever to basically suit themselves in some way.
Oh, it's Sienna from Oh, I wish Sienna from Terrifier 2 would have been on there for Final Girl.
Yeah.
Alright. You'll see a couple from Terrifier 2 on here.
Yeah. Yeah. I think she was going to make it on there, but just barely got edged out.
Alright, next one. Speaking of Terrifier 2. The next category is Best Antagonist of 2022.
And that could be either the killer of the movie or just someone who just opposes the hero, which is antagonist.
Yep.
But anyway, the nominees for Best Antagonist of 2022 are Art the Clown, Terrifier 2, who is seen as a kind of a modern horror icon.
Mm-hmm.
The Smile Demon from Smile, making something terrifying just from a simple idea.
Yep.
Chef Slovik from The Menu, someone who not necessarily is an evil person, but someone who is just essentially the Jigsaw of the food world.
Yep.
The Grabber, from Black Phone, a killer that was so terrifying. This is someone who I could legitimately see as a real serial killer.
Mm-hmm.
Pearl from Pearl, a great character study of the character, along with a haunting performance from Mia Goth. And Predator from Prey. It's Predator. What more can I say?
And the winner for Best Antagonist in a Horror Movie from 2022 goes to... This is a good one, because this is one of my favorite categories.
Yeah.
Art the Clown, Terrifier 2.
Shock from no one.
I feel like that one's like the most obvious one.
Yeah.
Eric says, I can't wait for Terrifier 3. Art the Clown, by far the best antagonist.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I would have to agree. This is probably by far the best earned award tonight.
Especially when you consider the scene from Terrifier 2.
Yep, I would have to agree. That is probably the most earned award.
It's actually
tonight.
funny because all I have to say is the scene from Terrifier 2, and everyone knows what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Now, we come to the next one, which will be the one that's fun for a lot of gorehounds out there. Best kills in a horror
If you guys
film.
hear dogs barking, I'm sorry. We can't do anything about that.
Yeah. And this will be this could range from either movies with the most creative kills out there, or maybe even some with some creative kills. And don't worry, we're not gonna say how the kills went down or anything.
Yeah.
But anyway, the best kills, and these also range from graphic to just fun kills, essentially.
Eric says yes to Art the Clown winning.
Now, the nominees for best kills in a horror film in 2022 are Terrifier 2. That's all I gotta say. Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. The kills were not over the top, but they were violent enough, and some were even funny. X. No kill was a clean kill. Everyone's kills were brutal and nasty.
Mm-hmm.
Hellraiser 2022. Yeah, just hooks and
just Hellraiser. That's all you need to know.
Oh yeah. Prey. Really creative kills out there and fun at the same time, and try not to take it too seriously and just having fun overall. And Violent Night, another one that is just
that movie.
Just takes the concept of a Die Hard with Santa and just having fun with it.
And the award for best kills in a horror movie in 2022 goes to... Let's get this open. Terrifier 2.
Oh, yep.
You can't deny that Terrifier 2 earned that one either.
Especially when the scene. Basically just the scene alone, I think, solidified that one.
Eric said Allie's death in Terrifier 2.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
That was so horrifying.
Man, I think, which one did we say was the surprising one so far?
Surprising
was it
one?
Barbarian?
I think the surprising one was
Margot
for Final Girl.
Oh, this one could be surprising. Visual effects.
Ooh, I'm excited for that one.
This one could end up being surprising, so.
Now, for visual effects, this can pertain to best digital effects and practical effects, or even both. Just as long as there's special effects involved, it's qualified.
Yep.
Now,
the nominees for visual effects in a horror movie in 2022 are...
Nope. One of the most creative ways to bring back bring this alien jean jacket alive. Smile. A mix of digital effects and even some haunting practical effects that made it disturbing, gross, and even interesting to look at. Men. The digital effects in this one were pretty stunning in this one. I won't lie, especially with the ending, which I will not say anything, but it is disturbing.
Yep.
Prey. A throwback to how it was done in 80s action films, along with some digital enhancements.
Mm-hmm.
Violent Night. Just how the reindeer looked really good, along with how Santa teleported using the magic stuff or whatever. Just all pleasing to look at overall. And Werewolf by Night. Just how Man Thing or Swamp Thing looked or whatever. Yeah, I think Swamp Thing.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong or whatever. Man, that looked amazing.
Yep. Eric said that topped the infamous kill scene in the first movie.
Oh.
For Allie's death in Terrifier 2.
Yeah.
And the award for best visual effects in a horror movie in 2022 goes to... Whew, here we go. Nope.
Yay!
That's a good one.
And also the fact that the monkey looked pretty good in that one too.
Nope. Nope wins visual effects for 2022.
Man, that was an excellent one. A very entertaining, funny film about how people abuse how are obsessed with spectacles, and how people even, because I notice one thing about Jordan Peele is he always likes to use animals for the perspective of the evils of humans or whatever. Where Get Out used the deer, Us used rabbits, and this one used the monkey and horses or whatever. Yeah. Interesting to know which one he's going to choose next. But especially with Jean Jacket, that thing looked incredible.
Yeah.
Especially when it showed the mass amount of people getting digested by that was also a haunting visual to look at.
All right. Next. Best makeup in a horror movie.
Makeup is definitely an important one, especially because you don't even need to use digital effects on those things. And, well, with some enhancements, of course.
Yep.
And some of it looks really good.
Yep.
The nominees for best makeup in a film are Crimes of the Future, a movie that was so accurate that even doctors thought that what they were seeing was the real deal. Hellraiser 2022, with some visual enhancements, a lot of the Cenobites did go through a makeup process. Hatchling, a mix of practical puppetry, and even as the film went on, evolved into someone with makeup on for a humanoid bird-looking hybrid.
Yep.
Terrifier 2, with Art the Clown and the little girl at the end or whatever, striking and haunting to look at. Barbarian, the old person makeup was pretty good in that one. And X, a movie where the old person makeup on Mia Goth was so amazing. I did not even know that was Mia Goth playing a double role.
All right, and the award for best makeup in a horror movie in 2022 goes to X.
Yeah! I think that was definitely well deserved. Because legit, I saw that movie, and about a month or two later, I realized that was Mia Goth also in old person makeup, and it looked really, really good.
Yeah.
Like, I had no clue that was her
For
playing
sure.
another role as well. Yeah, just very well deserved.
All right, next up we have costume.
Best costume. Now, the nominees for best costume in a horror film in 2022 are Nope, Pearl, X, Violent Night, Werewolf by Night, and The Menu.
All right, and the winner for best costume in a horror movie in 2022 goes to Pearl.
Pearl definitely had the makeup, or not the makeup, the costume in that really captured the 1918 year really, really well. Especially since the movie took place around when World War I was just about to end at that point. But yeah, that was really good. That stuff was really good.
For sure.
Next up, we come to one that is heavily overlooked. Sound design.
Sound.
And that is really important to look for because sound can basically give you a feeling that is expected for various films. Like something that can make you feel uneasy, scared, sad, happy, blah, blah, blah. But it also brings the world alive, essentially. And you can tell a lot just by sound alone.
Yep.
So, with that being said, the nominees for Best Sound are Nope. Just the sound mixing and sound design in that one just gave this world kind of an otherworldly type feeling to it. Smile. The sound and design in that was very, very haunting and foreboding. Violent Night. The sound gave a mix of cheers and horror at the same time, while being exhilarating at the same time. Werewolf by Night. Showing that bringing back the classic horror tropes is not truly dead, at the point of even creating old sounds for that movie.
Yep.
Prey. The sound design of the alien is very much back to basics and unique still. Barbarian. Very unnerving and anxiety driven throughout.
And the award for best sound in a horror movie in 2022 goes to Smile.
Yeah. I thoroughly am happy with that one.
I'm happy with that one as well.
Because the sound design in that one just basically gives you sort of an eerie feeling as it's going on, and you feel on edge all the time. And that is why I do feel that was a definite good move on the board.
Eric says it's interesting to consider for sound that horror movies used to not have sound in the silent era, but a lot of today's horror movies do benefit with sound.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
Sound is very important, especially. This the only time I hate when they use it is when they have the boom sound or whatever whenever there's a jump scare, because it's saying that was supposed to be a scary moment, jump. When I think you should let the scene play out and have that. Let the sound build into this world instead of essentially acting as a crutch.
Yep. All right, next award.
Score.
You want to explain score?
The score is basically the music that you hear in the background that basically sets the tone for the movies. So, it can set a little calming mood or whatever, or it can show that there's supposed to be tension in there. And various other things. Basically, it's the music you hear in the background.
Yep.
The nominees for Best Score in a Horror Film in 2022 are The Menu, going for a more uplifting and kind of calm atmosphere while having a slight bit of sinister nature behind it. Nope. The score is reminiscent to Jaws in the Sky, which has that whole thing of that there is suspense, but again, still keeping the whole thing that it's also a comedy at heart. Barbarian. It's something that whenever you hear that sound in there, it raises your anxiety to the through the roof, essentially. Smile. Same exact thing, except there's a little more malice to it, essentially. Werewolf by Night. Going by the classics and even recreating Universal Monster type music is always a good way to start. And Pearl, another one that's kind of reminiscent to the sort of older 1930s type films like Gone with the Wind, but kind of a more subversion to that.
And the award for Best Score in a Horror Movie in 2022 goes to... Nope. This is the second award for Nope tonight.
It's a fair one.
Eric says, as bad as Halloween Ends was, it did have a good score.
Oh, yeah. It did have a pretty good score to it.
I mean, most Halloween movies do have a good score.
I think the first one definitely had a really good one. I think the one that is the most memorable to me was in the first one after Michael killed the friend or whatever that was trying to put the moves on Allison or whatever. And as soon as Michael appears from the darkness and you hear that whomp, which from what I heard was achieved by John Carpenter taking a violin bow and doing one stroke with an electric guitar. And it's like, whoa, that is cool.
Okay.
And I would say probably one of his better entrances, just coming in while you hear that. Sure. Anyway.
Editing.
Editing is another thing that's overlooked because editing could basically set the mood for your movie, and it also tells a story just by cuts alone. And it's always important that these films follow those tactics as much as possible. Well, yeah. You know what I mean.
Yep.
The nominees for Best Editing are Nope, Smile, Violent Night, Barbarian, Prey, and Beast.
Eric says, what's your guys' favorite Universal Monster movie? For me, it's Frankenstein 1931.
I haven't seen all of them yet.
From what I've seen Frankenstein 1931, so I haven't seen many others, so I'd probably have to say that.
I think I think at the moment I've seen the original Wolfman, and I think I saw Dracula at one point, and I think I like Wolfman just a little bit more.
For the award winner of best editing in a horror movie of 2022 goes to. This is a good one.
What is it?
We have a 3-way tie.
Oh my word. It's a 3-way tie?
You guys, we have a 3-way tie for best editing.
So half of the nominees won.
We have a 3-way tie. There are 3 awards being given out for editing.
And there's 6 nominations.
At this CRAVEN Awards, there's 3 awards being given out for editing at this CRAVEN Awards. This is obviously the first time this has ever happened because it's the first CRAVEN Awards. And the best editing goes to 3 movies, and those movies are The Menu, Smile, and Barbarian.
Congratulations to all 3. That's amazing.
And what 3 movies for those to go to?
Yeah,
I
The
mean,
Menu,
gosh.
Smile, and Barbarian. Oh, those are titans right there.
Editing takes skill, good timing, and patience.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
absolutely.
Even editing our YouTube videos, I get frustrated sometimes, and
a lot of people think it is easy, but
just man, look at this 3-way tie, and the movies that are on there are great, fantastic movies. I don't think we'll be able to pull that off next year.
Yeah. I think the only thing that'll be more amazing is if there's ever like a 6-way tie or something.
I hope there's not a tie for picture.
Oh, I hope not either, but
we'll see.
All right,
3-way tie for editing, I guess. Whew, man, that's the big surprise right there so far. 3-way tie, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
All right, best production.
Now, a lot of people get confused on what production design actually is. Basically, it's,
Junebug. Sorry, can't join for too long. I just wanted to say good luck and really can't join because of the sad news I got today. I just want to say it's kind of personal. Oh, yeah, I texted you, Junebug. I'm sorry for your loss and stuff like that, but it's okay. I'll probably talk to you later, Junebug. Thanks for stopping by when you can. It means a lot.
Yeah, thankfully this will be up, so anyone that does
you can watch it back whenever you feel like you want to. So it'll be up as soon as we end the live stream, so you can watch it whenever you want. So anyway,
so production design, what it really mostly is the look of your film. So not just the sets, but how the film is lit and how just basically the general look of the film. For example, the best example I can think of is the Barbie movie, where where basically the setting of the world is basically set to look like a life-size Barbie playpen or whatever. Right down to where it perfectly matches what the toys actually look like. Or whatever.
Eric says it took me nearly every day and all day of the summer 2022 to edit the second movie.
Yeah, there's one that I'm editing that has taken me years as well.
Yeah.
Just mostly because it is a process to make these movies, so I can definitely attest to that. All right, production design. Here we go. The nominees for best production design are The Menu, where the majority of it takes place in this restaurant on an island, and it really looks like a very fancy restaurant that I would definitely like to eat at. Nope. A sort of a Western style Jaws, as I would say, where everything kind of has a Western type look to it, along with the wavy flat inflatable tube man. I forgot how it says that, and I completely butchered it. Beast. Really nice shots of how Africa looks and how it's a mix of capturing the beauty, but also the danger of being stuck in the Serengeti, where you don't know where to go, and you're not used to being out without the range of technology. Whoops, went down a little bit. Black Phone. The look of the killer's house is kind of foreboding, especially the basement of that. Barbarian. Again, there's a part where they go in the basement. The sets in that one are out of this world, along with a deserted Detroit town. Pearl, perfect recreation of a farm from the 1910s, along with the town.
Mm-hmm.
And X, keeping that same aesthetic, but at the same time giving it a little age into it.
And the award for Best Production Design in a Horror Movie in 2022 goes to... Pearl. Yeah, I think that's pretty well deserved. I think that's the second award for Pearl tonight.
I think that might be at least 3 for that one. 3, maybe 2, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, because I know X got one.
Yeah. I think, yeah. I'll have to think about it, but I think Pearl has a decent start as well.
We have 2 more awards until we get to the big awards.
The big ones. Let's get right into one of them. Best Cinematography.
Yep.
And because the thing is, by cinematography, it's another thing that's kind of overlooked, because literally anyone could point a camera and push record. It's how you use the camera to tell the story.
Yeah.
And the one thing I was always taught when using the camera is that one shot could tell you 10 minutes of a film's plot in a few seconds. And the camera moves can help you convey the emotion, along with telling you what a character is thinking at the moment.
Eric says, great job with the makeup on your faces, by the way. Thank you, Eric.
Wait, what makeup? Oh man, I'm bleeding!
We're crying blood!
We're crying blood! Alright. The nominees for Best Cinematography are The Menu, which comes across as a lavish commercial for this otherworldly restaurant for rich people.
Mm-hmm.
Nope. Basically a foreboding Jaws in the desert, essentially.
Thank you, Jimbug. Means a lot.
Beast. A surprising amount of one takes. Like how it will take the camera and just follow the actors around and not cut around, making the scenes, especially the chase scenes with the lion, seem more intense.
Yeah.
The Black Phone. The surprising amount of Dutch angles to kind of give a unsettling feeling for what's happening, along with giving extra space to make you kind of paranoid on whether or not the killer is going to come back or not.
Mm-hmm.
Halloween Ends. Though it wasn't good, it was a very, very well shot movie.
Yeah. And
Pearl, another well shot film that actually captured the feel of those older classic type movies, along with having a long 8-minute monologue sequence.
Yep. That it?
Mm-hmm.
And the award for Best Cinematography in a Horror Film in 2022 goes to... Nope.
Woo! Nope is really bringing him in.
That's number 3 for Nope.
So far, I think the ones that are leading are Nope, Barbarian, and Pearl.
Yep.
And of course, And of course, I think Terrifier 2. Now, we come to another one that is kind of overlooked as well, is screenplay, which hearts out to those screenplay writers after their recent strike. Now, the screenplay writer is basically the heart and soul of your movie.
Yep.
Without a script, there's no movie. And so, it is the scriptwriter's job to put in what the theme of the movie is. And it's not just dialogue, but it also sets the tone for your movie. And with great writing, you can essentially help with the direction of where your film goes.
Yep.
So, the nominees for Best Screenplay for a Horror Film in 2022 are Zach Cregler for Barbarian, Ty West for X, Sarah Delappy for Bodies, 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 Alex Garland, Men, Jordan Peele for Nope, and Mia Goth / Ty West for Pearl.
And the winner, and the award for Best Screenplay for a Horror Movie in 2022 goes to... Bodies, Bodies, Bodies.
Woo-hoo-hoo! That's a really good one because it captures what it's like to it captures the Gen Z generation in a hilarious way, but doesn't feel mean-spirited, because it is easy to basically mock the Gen Z culture or whatever, and basically come across as a boomer that's like, oh, those kids, they're so ungrateful and rude, blah blah blah. But they actually take a mature and kind of funny approach to it, and that twist is hilarious.
Eric said, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey had good cinematography besides being awful and poorly lit. In some spots, yeah.
Some spots, yeah.
Alright.
Sorry, I just had flashbacks from watching that movie.
So, now we get into the big nominations.
Oh boy.
We get into supporting actress, supporting actor, actress, director, actor, director, then picture.
The one that I'm really looking forward to.
Alright, so let's get into supporting actress.
Now, supporting actress and actor are both awards where, what's the actor that stood out aside from the main character, who helped bring the plot forward, and basically who stood out in their own way. With that being said, here are the nominations for Best Supporting Actress. Jenna Ortega, X. Probably the most innocent member of the group of these people making an adult film. But it's a character that does come across as a final girl type. With a subversion that I felt was expertly crafted. Maria Bloksova, sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, I'm so sorry, for Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. Very, very hilarious, but at the same time is the most human in the group. Madeline McGraw, The Black Phone. A very good child actress who I hope has a really good career going forward. And she had, I'm not going to spoil it, one hilarious scene that every time I see it, I laugh every single time. Because all I'll say is, children swearing in a movie is always hilarious.
Yeah.
You can never convince me of that. Hong Chow from The Menu. Very dry, a very dry type of performance, but is perfectly encapsulates someone who is trying to keep the smiling persona of a worker while at the same time not tolerating anyone's BS, essentially.
Yeah.
Courtney Cox from Scream. gave a surprising amount of character depth to her character of Gale Weathers. And Keke Palmer, probably the most hilarious character in that whole movie.
Eric,
like, her energy just is amazing.
Eric said, "Sorry for triggering painful memories for you both."
That's all right. I'll give you my therapy bill after this.
All right, and the winner for supporting actress in a horror movie in 2022 goes to... Who's it gonna be?
I don't know. That's exciting. That's the exciting part.
Keke Palmer, Nope.
Man, Nope is on a roll today.
That's 4 for Nope so far.
Man, and the thing is, Keke Palmer was hilarious in the movie. Her energy was a contrast to Daniel Kaluuya's kind of more serious. He's still funny, but he's more of a kind of a straightforward kind of funny, like more sarcastic. While her energy is just through the roof.
Yeah.
And again, there's one thing where she talks about a praying mantis that is hilarious every time, just because it comes out of nowhere.
All right, supporting actor.
Supporting actor. The nominees for Best Supporting Actor are Justin Long for Barbarian, a scummy guy who basically is still hilarious because of how pathetic he is. Dakota Beavers for Prey, someone who is a brave and determined individual who always brings a sense of heroism to his role.
Mm-hmm.
Stephen Yeun from Nope, a guy who feels that he is on top of the world because of a negative experience that he survived, and he perfectly captures someone who should have learned his lesson, but does not learn anything.
Yep.
Mark Rylance, Bones and All, probably one of the most unsettling performances of that year. Yep. Someone who comes across as someone who's sort of nice, but will flip to outright crazy with unpredictable results. David Arquette for Scream 2022, again, probably humanized Dewey in Scream probably the most in this one than I have ever seen. And Ethan Hunt from The Black Phone. As I mentioned before, his performance was so good that I forgot that it was Ethan Hunt at times and was actually kind of terrified of him at times.
And the winner for Best Supporting Actor goes to, in a horror movie in 2022, goes to You want to say it?
Ethan Hunt from The Black Phone. Man, I think that's just the best part is that that an actor is so good that you forget that is him right there, even though you see him all the time. He really did his homework and really came to work that day. Now, we move on to the really big ones.
Yep, the 4 big ones. So, now we're moving on to actress.
So, the nominees for this one, for Best Actress in a Leading Role, are Taylor Russell for Bones and All. The mere confusion of being left on her own was both kind of sad, and though you understood why, it is still sad that even though it wasn't her fault that the way that she is this way, and you kind of root for her as she goes on. Anya Taylor-Joy from The Menu. Someone who brings a not give a shit type attitude or whatever, but is still funny in her own way, essentially. And is someone who is able to challenge Ralph Fiennes from time to time.
I have an autograph from David Arquette coming in the mail soon. He signed a Ghost Face mask for me.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's awesome, Eric.
Jessie Buckley from Men. Someone who was perfectly able to accurately portray someone with massive trauma, but at the same time feels like that she can never get away from her trauma.
Mm-hmm.
Georgia Campbell from Barbarian. Perfectly embodies who would be normally the final girl type or whatever, but is actually smarter than she is led up to be. While having the occasional funny moment and her ability to be strong in dire situations is also pretty good too. Saoirse Bacon from Smile. The fact, while Buckley is able to cope with the trauma or whatever, or play someone that's coping with trauma, she is someone who, what happens if you can't overcome your trauma and just experiencing trauma all the time, and her fear is probably the most genuine out of all the nominees on this list.
Yep.
And Mia Goth from Pearl. Someone with a sort of a haunting, dark personality. Someone who wants to experience the world, but it feels like that she is trapped and is mad that she doesn't get to have her happily ever after.
Yep.
And just the fact that she had an 8-minute uninterrupted monologue scene is incredible.
And the award for Best Actress in a Leading Role in a Horror Film in 2022 goes to Mia Goth for Pearl.
Just that monologue, I think, is what solidified it. I knew it. And yeah, it is probably one of the most haunting monologue sequences that you will ever sit through. While you feel a lot of sympathy for the character, there's a lot of dark things that go on through that girl's head. The character, anyway. But I felt that was a very deserving part.
Yeah. All right, actor.
The nominees for Best Actor in a Leading Role in a Horror Film of 2022 are Rory Kinnear from Men, playing all the other male characters in the movie. The fact that he is able to change his voice to the point where he's able to perfectly act like he's someone else is just amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And I, again, did not even realize that until a while after I saw the movie.
Yeah.
Idris Elba from Beast. Just the fact that Idris Elba does not know how to not suck. Or does not know how to suck. He comes to work all the time. He puts 120% in every role, even if it's bad.
Yep.
He almost made it work in Cats, but he unfortunately could not save that movie.
Yep.
Ralph Fiennes, The Menu. An emotionless performance, but in a good way. Someone who is just sick of the world, basically using his ability to cook to basically appease rich snobs, essentially. While having a dark sense of humor as well.
Yeah.
Daniel Kaluuya, Nope. Someone who has experienced some dark things in his past and has a pretty sarcastic personality as well.
Mm-hmm.
Timothy Chalamet in Bones and All. Someone, just like the lead actress in Bones and All, someone who hates the way that he is, but has to live the way that he is at the moment.
Yep.
Is kind of haunting. And David Harper for Violent Night. Probably the funniest performance of everyone in there.
Mm-hmm.
It's just someone who just is sick of his job and just is just essentially being a Santa that's just going for the paycheck, and that's it.
And the award for Best Actor in a Leading Role in a Horror Film in 2022 goes to Ralph Fiennes, The Menu.
I felt that is very deserving.
Once you see that movie, you'll understand. I mean, that was an incredible performance, and yeah. So now we're on to the last 2 awards of the evening.
And they are 2 of the make it, or that one of them is a make it or break it type deal.
Yep.
Best director. This is someone who is essentially the head honcho of the project next to the producer, pretty much, of course. But even then, mostly the producer just sends the money away.
Yeah.
But the director has a vision, and they must portray this vision on screen for everyone to enjoy and able to digest in a unique fashion.
Yep.
The nominees for Best Director in a Horror Film for 2022 are Jordan Peele for Nope. Again, able to perfectly make a Jaws-type scenario, but with aliens. Ty West for Pearl. Making a period piece-type movie, along with a backdrop of Gone with the Wind and The Wizard of Oz, but giving it a dark turn.
Yep.
Scott Derrickson for The Black Phone. Able to perfectly replicate the 1970s setting, while giving haunting visuals. Parker Finn, Smile. Perfectly was able to capture the level of trauma in the film at the point where it actually became haunting. Alex Garland, Men. A lot of subtext that you have to look into, but it is actually a pretty surreal watch. And Mark Mylod, The Menu. A beautifully shot, put together type movie that is so pretty much out there, along with a dark sense of humor, that I just had to he's just had to have the nomination.
And the award for Best Director in a Horror Movie in 2022 goes to Travis. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Jordan Peele, Nope.
Woo!
That's number 5 for Nope.
Legit, I think everything that Jordan Peele touches that is horror related is just pure gold. From Get Out to Us, to even somewhat of a story credit of Candyman to Nope. This guy is on fire, and I cannot wait for his next movie, because he legitimately is a good director.
I know it's sad, you guys, but we have come to the last award of the evening. Best Picture of a Horror Movie of 2022. Travis.
And before we begin, just to prolong it just a little bit, at the end we will get all the stuff up just so that we can say how many awards each film received. Essentially.
Yes, we will.
So, Best Picture. An award that basically says which one was the general best film of the year. Whether it be a perfect combination of editing, production, writing, acting, everything, the cream of the crop. So with that being said, here are the 10 nominees for Best Picture for a horror film in 2022. Scream, 2022. X. Pearl. The Black Phone. Nope. Smile. Barbarian. Bones and All. Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. And The Menu. Oh, this is the most exciting one.
And the award for Best Picture in a Horror Movie. Eric says, was I expecting that? Nope, pun intended. And the award for Best Picture in a Horror Movie in 2022 goes to...
Alright, let's just go look at it for a second. Oh my god! I can't believe that.
My heart is full right now. My heart is actually happy. The best horror movie, according to the panel that we got together of 2022, is Barbarian. My heart is actually happy right now.
That's awesome.
My heart is actually happy right now. So Travis, you want to talk a little bit about that?
I think that's a really good one because it didn't win a lot of awards, but what I think made that one really good is the fact that it's one of those films that it subverts your expectations in a good way. It makes you think that something is going to happen, but whatever you think is going to happen, it just completely flips that around and it's like, nope, it's going to go the complete opposite direction.
Yeah.
And the fact that it is able to do that in such a way where it doesn't feel cheap is actually amazing, from the writer, the director, and even the actors that portrayed the roles in that film.
Yeah.
So, congratulations, Barbarian. You are the best picture of the year, along with various others. And we're just tallying up all the other stuff. So that we, for those that weren't noticing and just kind of want a basic number on how many each film got, then we will let you know on that. So now we're just opening the last envelope right there, because I even lost track pretty much on some of the ones that were up.
Okay, so Morbius.
So of course Morbius got 1.
The Clown.
Just let this take a second, but I legit was kind of shocked that Barbarian ended up winning. And then,
yeah, that's crazy.
And I'm actually kind of happy that it did, because it's like I was hoping that something like Pearl was gonna make it or whatever, but yeah, Barbarian is really good. One of the biggest genuine surprises of that year. I mean, I would say probably it was in my top 10 at least last year.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. I apologize that last year we didn't get our top 10 best and worst of the year, but after essentially our update, we had a first version of it, but we didn't, for some reason, didn't get around to it. But Barbarian was definitely in my top 10. Hold on.
Barbarian. Okay. So we have 1 for Morbius.
Worst horror film.
Eric says, congratulations to Barbarian. We have 1 for Morbius. We have 2 for Terrifier 2.
Kills an antagonist.
We have, including the 3-way tie, we have 2 for Smile.
Alright.
We have 1 for X.
And it was one of the ones that was well deserved for makeup.
We have 1 for Ethan Hunt.
One for Black Phone.
For Black Phone. We have 3 for Pearl. 3.
Oh, 3? Okay.
3. We have 1, 2, and including the 3-way ties, 3 for Barbarian.
Which is interesting. Editing, scare, and picture. So it literally went for the 2 small and then jumped to the big one.
We have 1 for Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. Including Final Girl, Actor, and the 3-way tie. We have the Menu for 3.
Mm-hmm.
So that's done. And then finally for Nope, we have Director, Supporting Actress, cinematography, score, and visual effects.
So Nope definitely won the most out of them all.
Yep, Nope won 5 awards.
Well, Barbarian was the one that it won 2 smaller awards and then took home the big prize anyway.
Yep.
And our first three-way tie. I was expecting a tie, but I didn't. Or a part of me was thinking there was going to be a tie, but I didn't think it was going to be a 3-way tie.
I'd say the big shock of the night was either editing or Barbarian winning Best Picture.
Yeah.
Because with Nope winning this much, I thought Nope would have won Best Picture.
Yeah. With director or whatever, Jordan Peele winning director is like, okay, what else is new? Water is Wet.
I thought Nope was going to win Best Picture with all that winning.
Yeah, Nope or Barbarian or Nope or Pearl. I thought were gonna win.
Yeah.
Or whatever. I did not expect Barbarian to win.
Oh my gosh.
That was amazing.
Eric, did you enjoy the CRAVEN Awards? See if he says anything.
And also, we are always open to more suggestions. So if there's anything that you want, anyone wants us to try out, maybe even adjust some awards to make them a little better, or even if you like the live stream version of it, or if you want it to kind of be a more edited in advance, essentially, kind of like how the Dead Meat people do it or whatever with the Prime Meat Awards or whatever. If we do that, we could do some clips or whatever, but that'll be another process to get the clips or whatever. But yeah, a lot of really big surprises that happened.
Yeah.
Like you said, I think the 2 big surprises for me were the 3-way editing award win and Barbarian winning after winning nothing pretty much. It just had really nothing and just took home the big prize anyway. And I think that was a well-deserved one.
I think we are going to end it there. Thank you, everybody, for coming by for the first annual CRAVEN Award. We will make this hopefully a yearly thing. And next year's will be with the... yes, I did. I always enjoy watching it too. Thank you, Eric. Mm-hmm. We will make this about the 2023 horror films next year.